The stereo, the jukebox, drive time, the radio, call it whatever you will, this cultural phenomenon is in bad shape. Regardless if you are a radio listener or not, I'm sure you are all familiar with the idea. Now, I don't know about where you live exactly, but here in the UK, radio has some set standards. A DJ or a disc jockey if you're a boomer, this is some mid-level comedian or host who is just about bearable to listen to for anecdotes, news, trivia, or even worse, their own personal stories. Then there's a news desk or a news presenter. This is a bloke or a lass who they throw to once every hour or 30 minutes that gives you the cliff notes of the news in the world. Finally, we have the music. The thing you tuned in for, and depending on the radio station you tuned into, will depend on what you hear. Rock station plays rock, pop station plays pop, and Smooth FM plays music your parents are probably fucking to right now. Yeah, have fun with that image in your head. Regardless, these are the staples of radio. But tell me something honestly, when was the last time you even listened to radio? I don't mean radio in a video game or on the internet with video attached, just got into your car and put on the radio. If you're anything like me, your phone, as soon as you get into your car, pairs with your car, followed by the sound of your Spotify or Apple Music playlist kicking in with the same songs you've been listening to since you were 16 years old, and you refuse to update this playlist with anything new because you have hit your mid-30s and new things scare you. Sorry, think that became a little too self-reflective. But the point remains, when was the last time you genuinely listened to the radio? With games like GTA being a reflection of the times and society that we are living in, or they are portraying, and with GTA 6 being set in modern times, it does beg the question, will radio even be in GTA 6? Radio is a huge staple of the experience in my opinion, so I want to make it very clear I want nothing more than radio to be present, but I have to look at the sign of the times we live in and be realistic in the same way that Rockstar do as well. Hearing iconic songs on each game, all of which I can't play because I'd actually like to make at least $2 on this video, really do help to set the tone and reflect the world around you. Banging 80s soundtrack of Vice City, the gritty hip-hop and alternative edge of the 90s in San Andreas, the revolting indie scene of the early 2000s in GTA 4, and the contemporary adaptations of the 2010s in GTA 5. This is without going into radio stations that feel like lore-building radio stations like Vladstock FM, which helps ground us in Nico even more in 4 by giving us a taste of home that Nico's come from. Rebel Radio giving us sounds of the country that separates Blaine County from the rest of the city in GTA 5. One of my favorite side notes here is traveling between Blaine County and the city and the switchover that I think it's like Radio Mirror Park does to Blaine County. Just chef's fucking kiss. I love that additional detail. All of this serves a huge purpose in world building and lore that cannot be understated. How the hell do you transition that across to modern times when, quite honestly, on a day-to-day basis, the radio has become such a non-existent part of our lives? Well, let's look at this logically. Most of us use our phones and Spotify or whatever music streaming shit you have to get your fix, but as well as that, our habit of when we consume it has adapted too. It's not just on a drive, but anytime. Making dinner? Stick on a playlist. Walking to work? Stick on a playlist. Gym time? Stick on a playlist. Smashing the misses? Smooth playlist. What has happened is we have adapted where our habits fall. The radio in the car was predictable back even 10 years ago because it was fairly standard. But with the adaptation of Bluetooth and streaming music platforms, this has all changed. If you think for 1 minute I want to listen to some subpar cockwomble rambling on for 3 to 4 minutes between my songs about something I don't even care about, or even worse, a fucking advert hitting me every couple of minutes, you'll high. I literally pay for Spotify Premium so I never have to hear adverts or have a break in my playlists. Then again, I pay for everything not to have ads. Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, fuck, I hate ads. They are literally the worst thing ever because all it does is get in the way of whatever you're doing. What is even the point of ad? Huh? Sorry? What? How much ad revenue do I earn in December? So, we have changed, our taste has changed, how we consume has changed. But am I really saying GTA won't have radio? Well, no, not really. I feel like it's too much of a staple of the game franchise to remove it. And in a game that's already facing so many questions, from Dan Houser's lack of presence in the writing, having a woman as the main character, the fact that the game might be woke, spoiler alert, it won't be, shut up you fucking morons. With all of this, would they really risk removing a staple of the game such as radio? Well, no, of course they wouldn't. However, I do see it being drastically updated and changed. Yeah, I really wouldn't be surprised, and the reason comes down to one main thing. You probably have it in your pocket, or on your desk or your table next to you. You might even be watching this very video on it. Our phones. Smartphones had only begun to scratch the surface of changing our lives by the time that GTA 5 was in development. I don't think anyone could have predicted how massively to our daily lives and society our phone would become. My phone is literally everything to me, and that's my own fault. It's my communication, it's my entertainment, it's my music, shit, it's even how I pay for stuff now. So here's what I think will end up being the case. I think Rockstar is smart enough to realize how we use our phones, and I think they know our characters' phones are going to house the kind of integral, non-integral parts of the game, like Twitter, character DMs, and most importantly, our music. Do I think there will be the ability to build playlists? Absolutely. But I also think there'll be some kind of app on the phone that is our radio, that we can play and pause as needed, and on top of that, when you get in and out of a car, it's almost seamless on how it connects and continues over, and I like that idea. Something that always did bother me about radio in GTA was kind of missing a moment. I would sit in the car and wait for the whole radio show or songs to finish before continuing on with the game. And whilst that's a really good example of how immersed I was in the world, I did always kind of wish I could just get out of the car and do whatever I needed to, get back in the car and pick up where I left off. I think to this end, the phone will allow us to pick up and resume where we were on that broadcast. I mean, I can watch half of a 12-hour YouTube documentary on some incredibly autistic interest I have this week, get into bed, grab my phone, and carry on seamlessly with where I left off on my PC. So in that end, I think more so than ever, our phones are going to be a huge part of the game moving forward, just like our phones are in the real world. This is without me getting onto stuff like chat radio. I mean, screw it, let's get onto chat radio quickly. Now, I don't know about you, but personally, some of my favorite parts of GTA, especially Vice City, is in chat radio.
Thank you, guys. So, we're back on Pressing Issues. Just one of many fine shows you'll hear if you have the patience to listen to public radio. Ay, por favor, shut up. Barry, what are you doing?
I'm lonely, Maurice. Lonely, and I need some bodily contact.
Get back behind that panel.
Don't be shy. Please, we've all got one. That means I'm happy.
Hey, stay away from me. I'm a celebrity.
Oh, good Lord.
Hide yourself, boy. I warn you, I'm armed and I'm not afraid to use it.
We've all got one. Look how free I am. The fan feels so good. I feel you.
Hey, Pastor Richards, please, put the gun away. Put it away.
No, I am the sole judge of truth and decency. Get back, heathen. Get back.
I love you all.
Evildoer, die, devil, die.
Ow!
Dios mío, you shot him! There's blood and pubic hair all over the studio.
Vice City pressing issues with Maurice Chavez was something I absolutely adored. I was only 13 or 14 years old when I played through Vice City, but I distinctly remember just enjoying the whole riff on the genre that I didn't really understand. I didn't fully understand the themes or what was being spoken about, but I just remember thoroughly enjoying it. However, today in 2025, we don't really have talk radio. I mean, it probably still exists, but not in the same way it did back then. Instead, in this day and age, we have something else. Podcasts have kind of taken over for talk radio. Listening to a couple of people chat about absolute shit for over an hour whilst also plugging pube trimmers or dodgy crypto casinos has kind of become a staple of mainstream. Long gone are the slapdash nature of getting some dude in to talk about a pressing issue, and it's been replaced with either overweight homies talking about video games or movies, frat bros talking about sports, bald men talking about, honestly, what the fuck even is this podcast? The point being, this is our new normal in this day and age, and as such, I think it's not unreasonable to believe that podcasts will play a huge part into this, either in game lore or tidbits, or even just people covering news. For example, them talking about a robbery you have just pulled off in this mission in the game, and the conspiracy tinfoil hatting of how it was done. I genuinely love these ideas and think they could just add a lot to the game. And not just that, but the ability to get in and out of the car without the broadcast being interrupted, which in turn encourages you to also explore on foot or on a bike, is something I am a huge advocate for. But you tell me, guys, does this seem a little overboard, or do you think I'm actually pretty accurate on this one? I tend to really sit down and think about this kind of stuff before I open my mouth, and I only ever try to put forth ideas that seem reasonable. But genuinely, you guys can tell me, are you with me at the end of the day? You are my litmus test. I'd love to hear what you have to think. Regardless, that'll do it for this week. If you want, as always, please throw a like on the video, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week, my dudes.